what's the first thing you did when you got home from EGMO?
I was actually sick while I was at EGMO, and on the flight back, I was like trying to recover from a fever. So when I got home, I just kind of took time off and then stayed home for a few days, like from school, and just trying to recover from my illness first. And then because EGMO I have to miss 1.5 weeks of school, when I go back, it's like basically I have to catch up on all the stuff I missed while I was gone, and like take tests that I missed, reschedule with my teachers, and basically just catch up from like my normal life from when I was gone at
Um, what's a surprisingly good food that you had at Kosovo?
EGMO. We actually had ice cream a bunch, and I had kiwi ice cream, which I never had before or never seen before. And it was like bright green, but it was actually surprisingly good. It tasted like an actual kiwi, and it's actually really good. There were like some other food that my teammates tried. Like there was an ice cream flavor called Facebook, and it was like bright blue icing, and apparently it was like sour or something. And they said it was like an interesting like ice cream flavor to try, but I didn't actually try it. But just like there's a lot of different ice cream flavors and like desserts that we tried the entire time we were there, and it was like very different from what we have here in Canada.
So what do you get out of when you were interacting with like people from like other countries?
Well, first, like almost all the countries spoke different languages, so like sometimes we hear each other speak like their own language, and we would like learn some words from them that they would teach us. Like for example, the Chinese team taught us some like slang words that they use like in online social media stuff. And like we were in the same hotel as a bunch of other English speaking countries, and we like kind of talked about our like accents, had discussions about like the different influences like in our country, even though we were all English speaking countries and like Western countries. So we were like able to talk to each other about differences in our culture, and that was like really fun and interesting.
Is there anything you kind of learned about these other countries, or how they kind of do math and how they do math differently from how we do it in Canada?
Well, I talked to like some of the Chinese girls, and like their method of doing math like completely different from us. They would spend like way more time per day because like they don't have to focus on school while they're doing competition math. While here in Canada, it's kind of just like an extracurricular for us. We do it after school or like in our spare time. But for them, like doing math is basically their entire like full-time job at that point. And it's like that's like a humongous difference from what we're doing here. And it was like kind of shocking to learn about like how different it is from across the world.
So what was your favorite problem for EGMO?
My favorite problem is definitely problem 4, which is a geometry problem. We were praying, like before day 2 of the contest, we were praying that it was gonna be a problem 5 geometry, but it turned out to be problem 4, and it's actually really, really easy. Like I think our entire team solved it within 20 minutes. So it was like a straightforward, just cyclic, proving something was cyclic geometry problem. And it was like really satisfying when I solved it, because like, okay, at least I can probably get 7 on this problem. I don't have to worry about not getting an honorable mention at the contest, because getting an honorable mention at EGMO is basically you full solve one problem. So that gave me like a confidence to like, I don't have to like worry about just like not getting anything out of the like as a result of the contest. So I really enjoyed solving that problem.
What do you think the most challenging problem was for you?
Well, I didn't solve half of them, so like, because I only, out of my contest scores, I got 7 on P1 and P4, and I got 1 on P2 and P5. So I basically only solved problem 1, problem 4, and I made partial progress on P2 and P5. And I basically didn't get anywhere on problem 3 and problem 6, but those were like, especially problem 6 is like highly regarded as a really difficult problem by basically everyone in the contest. But for me, like, personally, problem 1 took me a very, very long time. It took like 3 hours to solve out of 4.5 hours. And it turned out just to be a super simple construction. If you see the construction, then you're done. And I only managed to see it after staring at it for almost 3 hours. So that was like, the entire 3 hours of just like not getting anywhere. So that was like really difficult to like persevere through.
How about like in general, what was the most challenging part of the entire EGMO?
Like as an experience.
Yeah.
Well, I got sick. Like as I said before, I spent like most of EGMO just like being sick, and there was one excursion that I couldn't go on because I was feeling sick, and I was kind of sad because I missed out on getting to visit this other part of the country we were in. Like we were supposed to go to a fortress and like have a picnic with like the other countries, and I wasn't able to go, so I had to stay in a hotel the entire day. And I think I kind of like missed out on like a lot of socialization or like hanging out with other countries. So it was kind of unfortunate, but since I was sick, there's like not really anything I could do about that.
Did you have any strategies or routines to help kind of stay calm and persevere throughout the contest?
I had a bag of candy with me, like, because when I was stressed or I couldn't think of anything, I just started eating candy, and it's like, that kind of like calmed me down a bit because I could like focus on just like not actually doing the problem and start focus on eating. Like having snacks with me definitely helped, and like drinking water, and sometimes just like having to just like go to the washroom even when I didn't actually need to, just like to take a walk outside of the actual contest room to clear my head and stuff. That like really helped me to just be able to stay there for an entire 4.5 hours.
So overall, what was your most like memorable experience?
Definitely the socializing with other countries, and on the very last day, staying up until 3 a.m. playing Mafia and like card games, playing Mao and such. Like that was an incredible experience.
Is it with your own country?
No, it was like there was us, the Americans, the British, and then Bosnia and Netherlands and Australia. Like all of these countries, we just gathered together in a lounge and we play cards until 3 a.m. because like there were countries leaving like at 4 or like at 5 a.m. and that was like the last time we would basically ever see each other again. So we like took advantage of that time and socialized with each other.
So what was your like the most challenging part of like preparing or qualifying for EGMO?
I think it's definitely motivating myself to be able to keep doing it, because there were times like, I'm not gonna make the team, what's the point? Like I had to get over that mindset, being like, I should at least try my best, and even if I don't make it, then I can say, oh, I tried my best, there isn't really anything else I could have done, because I didn't want to leave regrets for myself. So being able to like have that motivation throughout practicing was like what pushed me to be able to actually like do well or like make the team and be able to go to EGMO.
What advice would you give to the younger kids who might one day want to be in a position like yours?
Just like keep trying, because like sometimes you don't know what's gonna happen on a contest. You could be like really in your favor or really not. Like maybe sometimes the subject distribution is exactly what you want it to be and then you do super well. Or other times it could be like you have no idea how to solve this like one specific type of questions and you get that. Like there's a lot of factors that you can't really control when you're doing math contests, and you have to just like kind of look past that and just like try your best. And even if you don't do well, sometimes it's not really like your own fault. It could be like a variety of different other factors. You have to write with a pen at EGMO.
If math was
It's a regulation.
No.
Yeah, for EGMO specifically, you have to write with a pen for all your work because of the scanning process. Or because it has been in the past, like if you write your official solution as a pencil, it won't show up on the scans because the leaders will grade your paper using the scan. So you have to write with a pen, and you can do your scratch work with pencil. You can do geometry diagrams or combinatorics diagrams in pencil, but everything else have to be with a pen. And you can't use correction fluid as of 2023 because
What's that?
it's like
Whiteout.
Whiteout. If you use whiteout, like in 2023, there's a thing where like I think a girl used whiteout and then her entire scratch paper looked blank on scans, and that caused like controversy over her work. So you have to use a pen, and you can't use any correction fluid either.
Is this part of the video?
It could be.
It could be, I don't know.
Who is your favorite mathematician of all time? Do you have one?
No, I generally don't know anything about the mathematicians other than the formulas that they did, like that we used in contests. So like, I don't know. I don't really think about what mathematicians are like as a person. It's mostly just like, to me, like all of them are like super old and dead, and like all I know about them is their math equations. Like I remember I used to think that every equation that was named after someone meant that person was dead, and I found out that was not true. So it's just like a super far away concept for me, like the famous mathematicians that we hear about.
Do you have any intentions for studying mathematics and possibly doing research in university?
Probably, because I applied to Caltech under the branch of mathematics, pure mathematics, or applied mathematics. I'm not really sure what I want to do yet, but like I know Caltech has like great research opportunities as well as like internship opportunities. So I guess I'll just explore things and see how it goes before I officially decide on what I want to do.
So aside from individual Olympiads and competitions, there's also a lot of college competitions such as HMMT, ARML, and other things. I know you do participate in these as well. I was on your team for HMMT November in 2021. Do you enjoy kind of working with other people on a team as opposed to alone? And how is that experience different for you?
Well, for all these contests, like although HMT 2021 was like online, like afterwards it turned back on site, which I think is a lot more enjoyable because like you get to travel with these other math like people who do math contests for like a few days, going to like this new place and be able to like spend the entire 3 days with them, just like socializing, making friends. And I've made a lot of friends through ARML and HMT that I still talk to like every single day as of now. Like I will sometimes just call them either to play games or like sometimes talk about math or just like gossip about like what's going on in the math community. Like all of that is like stuff I gained from participating in team contests. And I think that's like a really great experience to be able to like make friends, meet people you never knew before. But like, and sometimes it'll be like people I talked to online but never met in person. And these contests were like the first time I get to see them and like actually know who they are in person and get to talk to them and maintain that friendship throughout like the rest of high school and hopefully also in the future. And just like being able to have these great friends throughout these opportunities is definitely like my favorite part of doing math, and I just like really like that I'm able to do that outside of just competing by myself as well.
Do you think team contests are like helpful for getting better at math?
To some extent, because you have to work with other people and you have to see like their thought processes when approaching a problem. Like sometimes when you're working on a problem with someone else, like you can have a completely different approach and you can learn from other people and how they start doing problems. And maybe next time you can apply yourself and see that it will help you. Like it also applies to when you're just group solving with other people and you get to hear like what they want to do first. And then maybe like in the future you can remember what they say and then you're like, hey, maybe this will also work when I do it to solve a problem.
So if you wanted people, our viewers watching this, to learn one thing from this interview, what would you think the biggest takeaway would be?
Even though I spent like my entire high school doing math competitions, it's definitely not the only thing in my life. And don't let it be the only thing in your life because I think that's just like slightly depressing. Because there's still like other things you do in your life, other things you enjoy, your friends or like your family, spending time with like other people and also just like your other interests. Don't let math be like your major focus and make it like if you fail at the contest, you fail as a person. Like that's just completely not true. And I think it's better to just like focus on what other things you can do in your life instead of just doing math all the time. Even though I spend like a lot of time doing math, it's definitely not the #1 priority in my life.
Thank you for sharing your insight and experiences with us today. We're so grateful to be able to have you here. And just as a token of our appreciation, we wanted to give you this gift.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. Okay.
Yeah.
What's inside of it?
I don't know.
It's a letter, and then
What's the letter about?
Oh,
God.
Kaylin wrote it. It's surprisingly. Bro, I can open it up.
I'm looking
Wait,
what's
it's
at
kinda
the back
funny.
of it. Let me see what's at the back of it.
Not you, Michael.
Is that Kaylin's handwriting?
Yeah, it's Kaylin. Kaylin wrote it.
Taylor wrote it.
It's funny.
You're retired? That's crazy. A retirement card is crazy.
But you're retiring though. Is it wrong?
Hope retirement brings you all kinds of good things. Is university a good thing?
Yeah, so that's what Kaylin wrote.
Probably better than
That's
high school.
crazy.
Wait, I haven't seen the inside. I just saw the cover.
It says Hope Retirement and then brackets from Kaylin from EGMO plus high school. Brings you all kinds of good. Why are you ripping the envelope?
I didn't rip the envelope.
Brings you all kinds of good things. Brackets. Is university a good thing? Question mark, question mark.
What? Bro. That's crazy. What does the left say?
Congrats on
On all the
everything you've achieved and thank you for being an inspiration to everyone. Exclamation mark.
Are you an
exclamation mark,
inspiration to
exclamation
everyone?
mark. No.
Sure.
Sure is crazy.
Can I have the envelope?
Yes.